friend Melissa Rivers can tell you about that. I'm going to Melissa's house tomorrow. Got to record. It's been a minute since we had Melissa. QVC's no joke. So you got to be on your feet. So she must have sold product. Was it her own product or she was just a host?
She had her dedicated hour on QVC, but why did it end? Who leaves QVC?
Ooh, maybe she, and you don't think it's
I'm just adding, right? I don't know. I mean, but isn't that like a company? Now, she was a host. She was not, she didn't have her own products. So maybe that's why you leave, because maybe she got married to her husband. They had a child. She didn't want to leave. I think QVC shoots like way out in Pennsylvania and then in,
or maybe she wasn't
QVC.
good with the like you said, she wasn't quick on her feet. You got it live TV, honey.
Look, reporter and host, she had 2 gigs and it didn't work out. That to me, you're probably, it's just not, that's not a good fit for you. So I hope this is a good fit. Because actually, when I saw that, I was like, oh, I think she could be good. I think she could be good because she didn't work as a serious journalist. It wasn't it.
Well,
it's hard to get fired from both those places. I'm just going to say.
Well, I mean, Wendy was a professor, and here we are.
I worked at Fox 5 DC for 13 years. I mean,
they don't fire people.
I ain't the brightest light bulb, but you know.
Did you fuck up every day, Sarah? And yet they said, we're just going to keep that, Sarah Fraser.
What did I do? I fucked up once. They weren't happy. I made a flyer, I think, and I was putting it around town with my cell phone number on it to get a scoop on a murder. And they were like, you don't do this as a reporter. You go. I was like, oh, it seemed like blanket marketing to me. And we're like,
because I mean, could the murderer have called and met you and said, you're investigating our murder? Guess what? Thank you for meeting us in the middle of nowhere for this cup of coffee. The doors are locked in the car, Sarah. We're not going anywhere.
You were pretty pissed about that one.
Don't you worry about taking your flyers down. We're going to take them down for you. But first, we have a few things to do to you. Now, see this meat cleaver in the back seat?
This is the other, I don't know that she did this, but I will say in my 13 years, I watched a lot of people do this. People now in media think they're worth a lot of money and they're not. The days of, I don't care if it's a local news station. I don't care if it's Good Morning America anymore. I don't care if it's Access Hollywood. All right. Which I have inside knowledge about that. The days of going and working there and making 700, 800, $1 million, they do not exist. Mario Lopez has that last gig, and
I was just going to say we have an exception. He was on the Behind the Velvet podcast. His name is Lopez, Mario. Yep.
He's the last.
He's the last, 100%.
Most of the time in my 13 years at Fox 5 DC, I was always unionized. We always get a raise every year, but I never pushed it. I was always a contributor as well. So I could come and go, and I had a lot more freedoms than other people, which was important to me because I was building my business. But over the years, I saw a lot of people take jobs there. And after a year, after a 2-year, when their contract was up, they would bring in their big agent and they would want all these things and they would really think that they were worth it. And time and time again, I saw them exited lovely.
You lose the job. Yeah. We'll get someone else.
And the agents, I think the agents are wise to it now, but the agents used to blow up smoke up these beautiful women's asses that they were worth 400, 500. It's never.
Well, look at like Mary Hart back in the day in entertainment. So you had people, but it's Lopez is the last one. I mean, you and I mean, this is one of my very good friends. You've met him through me. But my friend is the executive producer #1 on the call sheet of the E! Nightly News. I mean, we do not talk, trust me. But where is Adrienne Bayon from the Cheetah Girls? She's not there, and Kelty Knight is in, who both Adrienne and Kelty were on this podcast. But I don't know. We started with Adrienne, and Kelty was part of it. Now we just have Kelty. Sounds like a contract dispute to me. No, I do not ask this because you've met my friend, and I would be like, you think I run the show? Please. I would be kicked. He would take my head and shove it in. He would be like, bitch, don't ever ask me a question like that again. But go on.
You two are 2 peas in a pod. But let me just be clear here. I do not know that is the case with her. And her husband has been the head of Audi in Northern Virginia for a very long time, makes a lot of money. So maybe it was more, she looked at the salaries they were offering. I make it sound like they didn't want her. Maybe she looked at the salaries they were offering and was like, well, this is peanuts. I'm not doing this. I might as well be a stay-at-home mom. I can build my own blog, I have no idea, but I'm just saying she did not last at these 2 gigs. And these places are, if you want to stay there and you're okay with what they're willing to pay, you stay for a long time. That's all I'm saying.
Guess
I don't
what?
know. So we'll find out. But I've met her numerous times in person. Stunning, 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 extremely sweet. Love to see her be nasty. Gorgeous daughter, handsome husband. They do a lot of philanthropic work. I'd love to see her. I just really, 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 but I would love to know. I want to hear her story on the show, why those gigs didn't work out.
Well, I was just going to say, you may not know for sure, the same way I don't know for sure why Mo, the diddler and daddler, rumors are, is no longer at Hilton and Highland. But you know what? If she is cast in The Real Housewives of Potomac and she is on the show, all these lovely listeners are going to know, because you know what? They find things out. So whatever the fine print was of whatever she tells us on the show, Sarah darling, that you're so anxious to hear her say, these listeners will find out the real reason why Ms. Walsh is not at these gigs anymore, because these people
Stacey
find
Rush,
out.
you mean, isn't it Rush or is
Stacey
it?
Rusch. Stacey Rusch. I said Rush. Okay, we don't know her yet. You know what?
I love it though.
You know what, Sarah? They come after you for mispronouncing the names. Well, today, come after me. Come after me, people.
I hope she comes out guns ablazing.
She's
Ablazing.
gorgeous.
She is stunning. And I've just never seen her be nasty. She never had attitude at Fox. And I'm going to be quite honest. There are some people who've gone on to bigger Fox gigs or other gigs, and they are real CUs. But she was never one of them. And so I'd love it. I want to see it.
Well, she's in the Lion's Den now, so you're going to see a different side of her. You know who's not going to like her? Because she's
Oh,
gorgeous.
wait,
You
don't
know,
we have to wrap up? Okay, tell me. And then
we have to wrap up. Yeah, we have like we're gonna wrap. The one person who's not gonna like her because she's so gorgeous is Jizzy Jizz. I got the Jister. I bet you Jister comes for her. And this is what we need. We need no Robin, and we need like a newbie to just look and be like, who the hell are you? We know nothing about you after 8 seasons. I bet you Giselle is going to not be thrilled with this gorgeous Stacey Rusch. Both of them. Keiana Stewart's really pretty too, who's apparently in. I agree. We don't know this yet. We don't know about Dorit. Let's give it a day or two. We might by this podcast on Thursday. We do have to wrap up.
And Stacey really has money, I think. I think she legit has money. So Jizzy won't like that.
No.
And Keiana is going to be amazing. Amazing. So shady, so messy. So good. She gives me the future of Portia. She gives me a future Portia Williams vibe. Because Giselle has given me, it's so stale. I'm sorry. Even I love Karen, and I know the Grand Dame sort of, I think, keeps it together, but I don't know.
Except for when she's driving into a fucking tree and taking down the damn tree.
That's right. Okay, that's right. She's going to be in, so that'll be good. Okay.
She drove into a tree, Sarah.
Mia's good.
Just try to take the fucking tree out. That God's dumb.
I like the professor, but I don't know.
You do. Before we go, I will say, we'll talk more about Jackson Brady next time, and I want to talk about Sonya's townhouse next time, but for all my ragging on the professor, I have to say, I thought Wendy and Ashley both looked drop dead gorgeous at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Wendy's dress to me was, I mean, wow. Same thing with Ashley Darby.
Yeah, she looked amazing. Wendy is beautiful. Wendy, see, like that to me, it would have been a great reunion look.
Yes, this dress is just gorgeous. I think that's what, like, Wendy looks gorgeous. I've liked a lot of her reunion looks. Ashley, it's like the best we've ever seen Ashley. A little too much skin, Ashley. A little too much skin for the White House Correspondents' Dinner. She does have a great body.
Are you kidding? They're all sluts and whores in DC. Give me a fucking break.
That's what you told me.
Oh my God. They're absolute whores on Capitol Hill. Give me a break. Every single one of them has herpes. Okay, well then. Let me just
disclaimer. Let's put a disclaimer on this episode.
Allegedly, and I dropped no names, darling. No names.
I know. There's no suit today.
I've been there for 15 years with lots of lobbyists, and oh please, ugh,
And they have horrible fashion in DC.
And
On that
second,
note,
on a low note, yes. Well, I'll tell you.